do a lot of touch up with this thing. I just got back in from dinner and thought I'm just going to do the finishing off of this thing. Make sure everything's good, that he likes it and all that stuff. Just doing the finishing off of it before I seal it. Make sure all the areas are covered and done nicely. The gray that comes out in this is a little bit of flat gray, and I'm not liking it that much, but I can't really get it to tone itself out. So, hey Mike, when you're done checkups on this, I'm going to finish this off. Kind of get some of the detailing, the bone and all that stuff, like I said, with it. Get it finished. So, go in, dip a little brush in the center. Just come back in, get foam. Just a little bit, not too much. Because this had a 48-hour set cure period on this paint, so it wouldn't be so runny. And it's done a good cure job on this. So, all I'm doing now is just going in and taking off some of the paint in some areas to make it lighten up a little bit on the bone structure. Because the latex stuff needs to be the bone. And there's shading in areas on the bone that would be good. Not like they couldn't be flash actually enamored in the bone, but I don't like to have a lot of fleshy areas overlapping. So, I'll let this do a good 48-hour cure set to let the paint set in. And it's got one or two areas that came out a little bit lighter on the back, so I kind of want to maybe just go over those just a little bit. And dark gray, but it's also got like little light brown undertones under it, which makes it a unique piece. So it's going to have, you know, not solid gray color. It's going to have a little bit of brown in there, just like a tan color, but not too much. And that's going to give it a kind of a depth in a, I don't know, three-dimensional way. Then, of course, we've got the side of the face here where there's got some flesh detail in there, so I've got to get in there and detail that, and then still try to get, I got a couple of spots. Now these are shiny spots. I think they're exposed paint spots, but they're not. It's just the way the light's reflecting, and it looks like there's a bare spot there. And there's not. Mike, I can't really see what you're saying. I'm sorry, I don't have my glasses on. So I'll have to... I'll get done here. I haven't got anything going with my glasses, so like I said, I'm pretty blind without them. Let me take a little alcohol, see if I can read it. 70% rubbing alcohol. That and naphtha will get this stuff off. I don't want to take acetone and put it on here and remove everything. I just want to lightly do it. Just a light little, lighten it up just a little bit, not too much. Because it is supposed to have an old bone look to it. So I want to make sure that I get that old bone look in on some of the places it's supposed to have it. Of course, right here across the eyebrow, gonna lighten that up a little bit. Make sure that bone's exposed. It's got a little bit of a old bone look to it, but it's a little bit old, where some of the paint kind of ran in, so just kind of I'll lighten that out a little bit. And that's like real dark up here. That's the effects of the wash against the paint itself. And I don't want to strip it all the way back. I just want to lightly rub it a little bit to where it just gets lighter without taking it off. So, and then like I said, this piece right here where it's got this bone structure here that's got to be a little bit light on the side of the jaw. And just take that off just a little bit, just lighten it up a little bit. Thankfully, this is a, you know, I don't have to do a lot of forth on to or taking away from on it. And the teeth are kind of dark how I like them. And they've got the gritty, grungy look. I'm just going to go over a little bit of a couple of spots to lighten them out just a little bit. They're not going to be bone white. Just lighten that just a wee bit. Because you've been in the ground or you've been in the water for 30 years, you're not going to have pearly white teeth. You're going to have a dirty, grungy, gritty look to it. Almost black. But so people will identify these as teeth. That's what they have to be shown as. You know. This is not supposed to be a pretty piece. The only thing I'm a little bit unhappy with, and so far as the look of it, is in between the teeth. It's not dark and grungy enough, but it is enough that it sets it out, and it makes it stand out and look good. The teeth do stand out a bit. But you know, well, I over it and got gray on there. I can always go back in and take it down, take it off. And bring out that bone from the teeth a little bit. So, you know, hope y'all getting ready for a big day tomorrow, Thanksgiving. I'm kind of trying to finish this up. Not that I got anything going on tomorrow, but I didn't want to do a live feed on Thanksgiving. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. People spend time with the families and all that stuff, and the only reason I'm doing a live feed is because my phone doesn't have enough storage, so I can't make a video and post it on YouTube of finishing this off. Normally, I'd just do a recording video of finishing this off and let that be it. But I don't have enough room on my phone, so there's a couple of slots on here that are bone structure. Out that way. Might end up taking that back out to the regular latex, but then I can go back in and put in the coloration as needed. All I'm doing is taking a little thinner, paint thinner, the 4012, and just rubbing it on there and just kind of getting that off. I'm not taking it all the way back, just stripping it down just a little bit and leaving a little grunge in there and making it look like dirty and dirt encrusted. And of course the nose exposed. All this was covered in blood in the movie, so you wouldn't see any of these details aside from there not being blood covered. But the mask itself that they used in the film was what I had to go by on the pictures. And that's what this came from. This is based from that. So, you know, the structure's still the same. I just changed details to not get into a conflict with CFX as a company, because they actually did the movie mask. So, out of consideration for their work on 2 masks, I just changed some details. And it was enough that it wasn't going to cause a conflict or anything like that. So, we'll lightly shade out the rub it out, make it look grungy. Now Ken Slate said he didn't want blood on this. Usually I'd do a Dexter spatter of a bunch of blood on here, but I haven't, and I'm not going to. So I am going to go in and do a little bit of flesh work with the in-between areas on the back of the, let's see, what do I need? Do I need detail carmine? No. I probably don't need lip color either. Bloodline blood red. Now, I might try this just to see how this, I don't know. I'll tell you what. When in doubt, go to the standby. The standby is always detailed decayed flesh. So, that's what I'm going to do. I'll hit it with decayed flesh to fill in some of those open areas, because that's what it is. Decayed flesh. So let me clean this out real quick. Get this gray out of here. Run a little thinner in this thing. Or alcohol. Run some alcohol in here. Clean out this brush. Use that bubbles. And let's see. Make sure I get all the spray out of there before I run. Clean lines, clean lines, clean lines, clean lines. Get those clean lines. Clean lines or fresh brush, one of the two. This may not want to go clean lines, so I'm going to get a fresh brush. Switch out brushes. Got one right here. This decayed flesh. Shake that up real good. I'm going to go brush back on. Pop a little bit in there. Backflow on this. Gotta be front flow, gotta be backflow. Let's see. A little thinner in there, maybe just a couple of drops. Well, doesn't one look like it's giving you power? Yep. It's going to be another tricky one. Alright, what I'm going to do here then is, since I've got a couple airbrush issues, like an idiot, I did leave my brushes out walked away without cleaning them. So I just take this from the cup and dip it in there and just brush it in. It won't be a big deal. I'll do that easily enough. Crap. Usually I like to airbrush everything to get the good smooth motions and the layering and all that, but every once in a while you run into where you have to do hand brushing. I'll highlight areas here. Try to make that blend in a little bit. And just rub that on there. And just blend it in with the rest of the paint. Hopefully you get a natural look. Very subtle and nice natural look, hopefully. And that's what I want to do with this phone up here on the head, is just kind of take that and kind of do a little bit of a blend here. And take a little bit of that and blend it in. Oops. I'm just hoping Ken Slate likes this well enough that it's going to be a good display piece that he wants to show off, so. I see how that makes that little bit bone structure a little bit more worn, weathered, and old looking. Doesn't have that fresh bone look. More like a worn bone. Oh shoot. Let's check out and do the same thing there. Find a clean spot and just kind of rub that back, blend it in. Because the only difference between the movie mask and this is the movie mask had, you know, clean, crisp, sharp lines and that type of thing, looked pretty. And this is kind of a more realistic look to what if the case were to be that it were real life. Yeah. At least that's the interpretation I'm trying to do. More real life, realistic type thing. And then, of course, when you do have spots that you have that come up on the top that become mottled and they blob out, you kind of want to spread those out, so you have to take a little bit more and spread it out with it. Just kind of do a little spread over the top there and just kind of put highlights in there a little bit. This way I'm not wasting paint, and at the same time I'm utilizing features of this to make it look a little bit more enhanced and better. So kind of gives you the gray and the dirt at the same time. Just kind of do a swab wash, like a dry wash, I think. What they call it, dry wash? Put that out on everywhere. And put little highlights in there. That way it's not just a solid gray color. It comes out with some, you know, a little bit of dirt and reflections and that type of thing on it, so it kind of breaks up the coloration a little bit. Makes it look more realistically dirty. I use these Mr. Muscle sponges or whatever they're called. And I use those a lot and they break apart real easy. So, let me get a little bit more detail on the teeth here. And I'm going to add some real blood here in a minute and go over these little flesh details. Because I've studied that mask so much that I know where the flesh details are. And I'm going to go over those a little bit. I'll put those in there. Let me see if I can find that right here. Just take a little bit of real blood on a brush. And very, actually I need fubbing to do this for the towel. Because I don't want to put it on too heavy. Do it very lightly. And the thing about real blood is it stains everything. I mean, this is actually a stain. It's a wonderful product, but it stains everything. And all I do is take it, rub it on the exposed flesh areas, and just kind of make it blend in a little bit. It's going to be very faint. It doesn't show up boldly. not supposed to anyway. Kind of a faint thing, and just rub it in there and blend it in. Try to get it as soft and subtle as possible. So it's not standing out in stark where you can see it. On other parts of this too. Around the ears. The ear area was a lot of like little red flush areas. Ken's probably seen the real mask by now, so he will know some of these details. So I was just putting subtle highlights in here. I don't want a ton of this, I just want a little bit. I'll just hit with blood and put in on the bone structure here and just kind of make that puff out and blend in. Supposed to look like peeled back flesh on areas. So it is very subtle, very light. Just put some accents in areas to show up. I'll do a little bit right there. I have to darken this up just a wee bit. Because the bone itself would not be white. It would indeed be darker, but it wouldn't be black. Again, I apologize for not answering any questions or acknowledging everybody. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just doing this as a feed for Kent to see what I'm doing, because she's the customer. So, apologies in advance for not being polite and saying hi to each and every one of you. I'm not trying to be rude or anything. Now, I want to do that on the teeth as well, but I kind of want to be careful how I do that. If I can go with the teeth and give them a little bit of a darker, detailed puff-out structure, but actually yellows them out a little bit, and it makes it look a little bit more aged and weathered. Putting too much on there, or taking too much off. I'm going to do this. Oh no, oh no. I'm going to have to hit the eyelids with black anyway. So that's going to puff out as a good color in itself. So let that dry in there for a little bit, and put a little bit around the nose. And darken in the areas of the nose with black. Which I really need to do right now. I'm going to do. Took that out. Make sure I got clean brush. Do a backwash with the brush, try to get the paint, the thinner to flow through and trim all the paint out. And go in there and just kind of rub it out and get out. Okay, now we'll take a little black. I'll go kind of heavy on the eyes on this. Deep recessed eye sockets. With a dab of thinner. Make sure I get this out and it's got a full. Actually, you want. I might try this and see if that works. Get paint on my go. Make that stand out. Okay. Same thing with the eyes. Make the sockets really stand out. Try to make them stand out anyway. Whole thing about this though is it never ever shows the eyes underneath. Thing eye-wise in the film. And I was debating for a long time with Jason Brooks on what color eyes to use. If I would do bust with eyes. And he kept saying, well, my eyes are blue, and he got, pretty boy blue eyes and stuff. And I thought, you know what? Jason wouldn't have pretty boy blue eyes coming out of the water 30 years after the fact, being the lake. So why not find some clouded and mixing around with the different colors and stuff on the eyes in the eye thing. And did come up with ones. Got to get the lid on this real flat so I don't fill up that stuff is expensive. Came up with some cloudy ones. Look like zombie eyes, or just cloudy zombie eyes. Then I got the little blue ones like that I made. And I got the kind of cloudy brown ones. And, I just went with different. I was thinking, it might look different and better or worse, but I wasn't sure what exactly was going to look the best. So we ended up just deciding not to go with eyes at all. Because I think it would just take away from the realistic illusion of the fact. There again, though, if somebody did want eyes, they could be done. They are optional. Just this area in the teeth is not dark enough for me. Yeah. Going over it, making sure that I got all the areas in between the teeth darkened out correctly. Make sure that stands out. So, that is about it. Let's put a mask on this board and see what it looks like. Always looks better with the mask. So much is a given. But you can see on the sides, it said, you know, see the bone section on the side and the back, and that was an intentional spot right there where the hockey mask would rub from the buckle in the back. So, and then of course this side here. Like I said, each time I paint one, it comes up a different style, different color. They never look the same. I don't intend them to. Which is why I don't mind doing them, but, you know, I can make them in any different color you want. You want an NES version of this, I can do that too. I got purple. But I think, frankly, it'd look a little ridiculous. But with a grunge, dirty, you know, detailed earth, water, rotted look, you know, with the gray overtones of the film, that's pretty much as good as it's going to get. I may go back in here and do a little bit more dead earth, what here, hold on. Flushing out this thing here. It's showing out, but there we go. So, tin slate. I will get photos of this, all angles, and if you like it, you want me to lighten or darken anything, or improve it, or what have you, let me know. You probably have photos of the film now, so you'll know where, and this is showing you this before I put the gloss coat on it. Not the gloss coat, I'm sorry. The Glossifier Plastic Dip and Flat Crystal Clear. As a matter of fact, I need to do that right now. I'm going to spray that down, seal the paint. Piece. So, anything you want done beyond this, I can do it over the top, no problem. I got to do the throat. I know that much. I got to do the throat a little bit. The windpipe. That's exposed, but I don't feel it's exposed enough. So there again. Take a little bit of thinner alcohol. Rub it in there. Dirty. I'm not going to strip this all the way back. We'll turn around and take some of this brown and I have my brush. put that in there and make that look old, weathered, and decayed. Same as we did for the skull area. And sometimes I take this and turn it inside out and do that with it, because it will come up as exposed exposed latex, and I don't want it to look like exposed latex, like it's cracking or fading or anything like that. To make sure it gets in there and yellows out real good, the way it did on top. And it can look like it's exposed bone and aged bone without looking too yellow or white. Like I said, it's not supposed to be clean, crisp lines on this thing. Now you've got an exposed throat with elevation in the teeth. I'm trying to match it up to this a little bit. I probably have to let it weather it out a little bit, fade it out. A tad bit on a couple of spots here. Bring that back. See what we can do. So I'll strip that back to the latex. Now what I'm going to do is, see if I found the lid for this thing. There it is. No, that's not the lid now. That's the lid. I hate it when this happens. Those things fall on the floor and they're clear and I can't see them, they just feel. That's not good. Now, I've done that and let the bone just about with that. And then I can take a little bit of this and just kind of lightly go over it and bring it out just a little bit. Just a little, not much. Well, I think that's going to be about it. I'm trying to figure out where this lid went. I'm focusing, concentrating on where my alcohol lid went, so I don't dry it out. Oh, mercy me. And let's find it. Okay, well, I'm going to have to look for that lid, so I will. Appreciate y'all watching, and this is pretty much the finishing up of the Vengeance for Kent Slate. So I'll get some photos and post them. And Kent, you give me some feedback on how you